Hello everybody, Locum23 here. You're joining me for a game review of She Will Punish Them, a game available on PC. This video will include gameplay, pros, cons, and my review over this game. Let's go ahead and jump in. By the way, what you're seeing right now is literally in-game footage from just free pose camera. It's really wonderful, isn't it? And, here's one of my followers who's just chillaxing here with me. Like, this game, aesthetically and environmentally and whatnot, is, as you can see here, very enjoyable. Very nice. And the environment and everything else is, I'm going to be referring to Diablo a lot. It's, for the gameplay and everything else that you're going to be seeing, it really reminds me of Diablo, but not just top-down kind of perspective, just the environment and everything else about it aesthetically. But let's go ahead and dive in. So first and foremost, you're given some followers that will walk around the castle and literally do their own thing. Like, she's just walking around right now. Other one's sitting there, other one's on the bed, and they will literally do their own thing. It's really fantastic because it adds kind of like a functionality of the environment and everything else is alive, and so that's super stellar. Next up is your storage, which you can relocate, you can do anything with, and you're given 8 pages of this massive amount of story. So for people who are big, huge collectors, me, not so much, it's awesome for storing armor and anything else. However, there is a complete other system for other things that you want to be looking at, say for instance this over here, and it stores it when you get it. You do not have to store it in your home storage. So that's why I say for me, it's honestly a little overkill. By the way, you have, right now, I have, 4 people that I can use as followers, and pretty much they have their own attribute system. They have their own gear system. The skill system for this is really nice. So for instance, my main character that I use, it uses sword proficiency, healing and regeneration, a little bit of magic motion, a little alchemy, crystals, which is the secondary currency in this game, as well as EXP for faster learning, faster leveling, things like that. Then they themselves have their own talent systems based on what I gave them, which is super fantastic. So you can dice it up and give them whatever you want. And the only con to this is I do not see a kind of like reskill at all so far in this game. Something that is another suggestion that I did add to the developers and whatnot, which might I say the developers are really into listening to feedback. A lot of the things that we've suggested, even some things that I've suggested on my stream, they have listened to, they have done, and I've been like, wow, these developers actually really care. And the sheer amount of updates that they put out, the massively large updates that they put out every couple days, fantastic. Like, I remember when I first got this game, and it was literally, like, just 25% domination, and we'll get to what that means here in a second, but also a lot of this was still jumbled and everything else, and they have come a long way. And, so yeah, there's a lingerie shop, as well as a special one. By the way, if you want me to actually show these things off, because YouTube is YouTube, basically, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll be glad to do one specific video showcasing all of these things off, because unfortunately, when it comes to, if I was to show this in the game review, well, YouTube would really slam it really hard, and not in a good way. But moving on. By the way, I look like I'm wearing kind of like a maid outfit. Like, they took the meme of, hey, all women outfits and armors are, like, really revealing and seductive, and they're like, now we're gonna make a game about it, what's next? So you get this castle, which is kind of small at first. Little portal, world portal, we'll get to that in here in a second. But then you eventually take some of your crystals, which, by the way, you can see I have 2,100 up at the top left. This is not a, by the way, sponsored video. This was not given to me. Everything that you're seeing in this game was, like, literally earned and not given. Just want to throw that out there. Just saying. Literally, I've done all my, like, gameplay on stream. Feel free to check that out. It's on Twitch. Long story short, this is a dungeon. So if you want, you can literally add things to it. So, by the way, you can also add lighting, living room. Like, let's say I literally don't want to make this a dungeon, I can make this into a living room. You can do that. So, just to give you a perfect example, and also a pro and a con, is I select this metal torch, and see how it lights up the atmosphere and everything else? The problem, though, is my character is in the way. This is the only downside. By the way, you can rotate it, change the lighting, and things like that. Now, I can place it on the wall and I can move my character, which I don't want to do that right this second, and then I can move things and acclimate things. I'll just have to literally move my character around. Now, I can't zoom in, unfortunately, to remove this aspect. And I wish they just literally, like, remove your character from existence or make her transparent so you could see where the hell I'm putting this lantern. Next up is, do I want to build that? No. You can do, everything is interactable with, by the way. So if I do a pole, for instance, I can literally walk up to it and put myself on that pole, and things like that. Yeah, there's a purpose for this game besides going and killing monsters. But moving on, you can do a lot with this game. So this is a really, like I said, the lighting and the atmosphere in this game is superb. It really is. It is really superb. And here's another room off to the side. Again, these are gettable via in-game, just a little bit of farming, crystals. Again, I can't tell you enough. Put points in crystals if you get this game. Next up is the vendors, which I love I can't refer to the environment and aesthetics enough in this game. They are so visually beautiful. Now, these are vendors where I can go up to him and I can buy certain weapons. You are a little, like, low today, aren't you? But he looks like a lizard man. It's kind of cool. Next up is this guy. A lot more stuff on him today. And by the way, their inventory seems to refresh every time we come and go from a mission, which we'll do here in a minute. Over here is her. She sells scrolls, random scrolls. Earlier she had an overlord. She's also got gold keys, which you're going to need a lot of. But by the way, don't purchase them unless you really, really got the money to spare. EXP books, potions. You really are not going to need potions, by the way. And then over here is a smuggler. This is where you go to get your real fat loot. Okay? This is like epic, legendary armor right now. Now, right now, the game is only about 50% released. So keep that in mind. That actually means early access. No, just kidding. So when you go out here, I'm at domination 50%. You can continue to get followers, and you can continue to do things with them have different talents and different outfits, different abilities, and things like that. Another con that they have in this game is the fact that bows are really crap. Please balance bows. Like, every single bow I get is just a white bow. It does 60 damage, and it's really depressing. Like, I'm thinking, like, Boazon, like, the Amazon from Diablo 2 right now, and I'm just thinking how amazing that one was. Put a ballista in the game. Put something in the game other than just a regular, traditional, crappy bow, and I'd be happy. So, attributes are not able to be reset. That's a con. And then also the fact that some weapons are not so amazing. Most of the weapons in this game are amazing, by the way. So, just to show you, because his inventory was a little bit light, there's a lightning damage sword, which you'll get to see here in action. There's a shield you can use to block, there's armor, everything's customizable. By the way, dual wield is another thing that I would suggest. It's kind of a con, but it's also a thing I suggest. I would love to see dual wield for, like, one-handed sword and dagger. Those two should be dual wielded. The big two-handed, like, Godfather sword and things like that. They should not be. By the way, here's this book. Boonk. Double the EXP. It's because I got 5 points in the EXP bonus. Wonderful. Do that. Do that. Seriously. 2 talent trees that you should really invest in for yourself. So let's go ahead and get to some gameplay, shall we? So, when it comes to this, conquered ones do get attacked by enemies. You'll get some message when you go to the map. You have 4 or 5 days to clear out that area. Unless you want the enemies to take it back, that's completely your prerogative. It's kind of cool, though, having, like, the Lord of the Rings feel. You're standing there in your castle, and there's hordes upon hordes, which would really be nice if one of them procced right this second to showcase it, but you're fighting hordes upon hordes of enemies and, everything else. Even orcs now have been added to the game. There's so many unique mobs and things like that, and it's just all around amazing. And then, yeah, you even have, like, little elemental things and whatnot that happen on the map. Like I said, 50%, so this is probably another 25% over here, and probably 25% over here. There is a shop that I'll take you to here a little bit to showcase some more of those things off. But basically, let's get to picking a map. So a downside is ones that mean conquered you cannot replay. even though they offer some really amazing loot and whatnot, until they are under attack or reclaimed by the enemy. So even if I hit enter, I just get to go check it out and look at the aesthetics, but otherwise it's a little depressing. The only thing that I can currently clear right now, besides this level 18 rescue mission to save 2 more damsels in distress, is King's Tomb. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So the next con that I'm going to talk about is the fact that the sound system in this game is extremely loud. Make sure that the first thing you do is, if you actually get this game, to turn these things down to 0.1. No joke. Muting it will not do anything, by the way. It will not mute it. It's something that a lot of people have criticized and asked for the devs to fix, because the sound quality in this game is superb. But it is extremely loud, and by the way, the gameplay, graphics, and controls are fantastic for this game. A little bit lackluster in some areas and need to be, increased over time, but so far most PCs can run this this game without any issues, by the way. Like, there's not going to be no drops in FPS and going down to 20, no RAM leaks that can be found, and like I said, lightning sword, it's beautiful. The effects. Like, she has a fire sword, I have a lightning sword. See how it leaves like a fiery trail and they take fire damage? How dare you attack me? This is like, it kind of makes me think of Wonder Woman, and she's going with her Amazonian sisters to, like, liberate, like, a castle or something. It's kind of cool. Like, you don't have to get into the lewdness of a game if a game offers it. This game has a lot of, like, very interesting Diablo-esque combat systems to it. And, like I said, crystals? Crystals are very plentiful. We've already looted 4 right there, minimum. And you will loot, I would say, quite a few by the time you're done here. So, yeah, especially for those big purchases with crystals, yeah, you're going to have to do a bit of farming. Just like with Diablo. You know, if you wanted something, you had to go out and work for it. Sorry, video gamers, if you thought these were things were going to be handed to you, because you've been playing a lot of WoW, and you like, purples to be sent to you in the mailbox, I'm sorry to tell you, it's not going to happen in this game. Next up is the fact that the follower system is a little lackluster. So what I mean is right after we leave this room, you'll see it. But first, let's kill everything. Rawr. This is like a mini-boss. Oh, got some loot out of that chest. Yes, it's called multitasking. And the amount of EXP is beautiful. Also, so this is a gold. This is another thing I look at Diablo, Legend of Zelda, whatnot. The being able to break pots. God, it's so cathartic. So you leave this room. And there's sometimes they will get stuck. Let's see if this is one of those times. Yes, they're a little slow. Maybe one of them got stuck. It happens. Kind of sucks, but don't worry, your character will get stuck occasionally too. Especially on tree roots. Really, it really sucks when you're... Yeah, one's stuck back there. It really sucks when, So, another thing is there's no EXP share. So, whoever gets the killing blow, which most people are going to be like, well, I want to get the killing blow, because I'm the main character. Oh, you dare take my mob? I will send you to Amazonian prison! Yeah, see, like I said, she's stuck back there, but it's fine, because we don't really need her. And it just means less. Some people have said that they, if they're looking to EXP grind, and the place isn't going to drop a ton of loot, which sometimes it actually drops more loot than you can carry. They're kind of like mules, too, when it comes to that. Like, yeah. Ah, yes, the fat loot. And you'll have to pick up everything. And again, that's where those, metal and gold keys come into play. So, you can go back if you really, really want her. And be like, yo. The steps are not hard. They're really not that hard, fam. Again, see, like these tree roots, there's sometimes that I will go somewhere and I will get stuck in them. They've done better about that. They've turned some tree roots just aesthetically looking and things like that. And, it's nice. Because a lot of people were getting stuck and there really wasn't a unstuck feature. Another thing that you can choose to make your experience difficult or not in this game is if you die, you can respawn back on a certain map or whatnot. and you can choose to, like, have dropped your gear. So for people who are like, oh man, I need that Dark Souls-esque challenge of, yes, by the way, you can roll. Well, you can go back onto a map having absolutely no gear where the monsters, especially if you're off higher in difficulties like I'm at right now. And, by the way, there's also a block function. That, you know, hey, you can go back in with no gear whatsoever. Right now, me and him are fighting. It's like one piece right now. It's two captains fighting. Everyone's cheering for us. Hey, come over here. No, don't you go up to my crew. Zoro, I said stay out of this. Like I said, sadness. Not always do the chests. Usually the gold ones give about the best loot. And, like I said, we have to wait for them to... Now, another con of this game is yes, stairs, like you're about to see, will show a perfect example of, you would think, I'm just going to walk up these stairs like normal. Nope. You gotta be careful of some of these steps, and you might have to go left and right a little to get up them. Don't worry. At least it's not a game-breaking thing, which makes you stop everything you're doing, and, like, Alt F4. They've even fixed that. A lot of work they put in. But again, everything this game has promised, they have delivered upon. Like, these are just literally what you would call bugs. These are forgivable things, and it's fine. I don't need you. I really don't, because we're about to take on a boss. And right now I'm to the point where, yeah, you can see I'm actually, like, going through things perfectly fine. The only things that really actually hurt and are challenging are bosses. Which, aren't most games like that? Unless you're playing WoW, where most bosses are a joke, and it's a trash mob that actually are to be feared. Because, yeah, a lot of guilds wipe on that crap, but one-shot bosses. Fat loots. Cool part is you can always swap out gear and do things while in instance, too. So, 12, I think pretty sure everyone has... Okay, she needs it. 12.2, let me just make sure. Yep, congratulations. It automatically pans down, too, if you equip something. Everyone else has got equal or better than on most of these things. Just congratulations on the one upgrade. As you can see here, they all have certain affixes and everything else. Makes it a lot more unique experience. And once you hit enter, you get your fat loots that you really were looking for. That are... You know, yeah. The one thing that I didn't show off is one, Frost Nova. That's beautiful, by the way. And also the healing thing, which I gotta get a little bit more mana back for, but we're full health anyway, so... Then what I do is I go over here to the vendor and I start right-clicking, and congratulations. Another thing you might want to invest in, I don't know, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of testing, is going over here and you can go down to the talent, where it's get more gold for selling to vendors. And if you're going to be grinding a lot of this game, like I've been, you might want to start working on that. But I thought the other talents were far more important. But let's explore the rooms. So here are these rooms, and there's another person joining us who has not been on the team yet. And by the way, this is a single-player game. One person is taking a shower. In their clothing. Not really. A little skin. Okay, that's all you're getting. Then there's, of course, her. She's looking in the mirror going, God, could I be any sexier? And then I hop in a tub and I just chillax. By the way, you can select different types, or you can have free camera. Free camera, literally, like as you saw, is something that you can do anything with. And again, the lighting is just superb. And again, you can strip down to nothing, keep in your undies, or really whatever you want to do. And, I mean, this is just... beautiful, really. Really, really is. Now, another con is there's something like this little bath area here that, while it looks gorgeous, there's absolutely nothing to do. I could see where you could sit or lay on this or maybe lean against this and drink your wine, but unfortunately, when it comes to things like that, there's not. So some things are limited, but those are things that right now the game is literally only like 50% done in terms of playing and combat and things like that. And so there's a lot more potential to be done. Now, next up is the fact that you can go around and go to other castles. This over here is my home away from home. Really shiny, different playstyle, and well, I would say different home style, not play style. For things how you would set up, I guess I'm going for different play style when you go for that. But as you can see here, things are a lot more shinier, a lot more glossy, marbly. So there are some rooms that are currently unlocked, and I'm hoping in the future, as I'm about to take you to one of them, the devs unlock more of this. For crystals even, I don't care. Like, right here. Wonderful place to unlock that and have a room and whatnot. Another one of this over here. And again, it's just very aesthetically pleasing. I love that. Hell, I would love to like be able to unfurl your wings and look really pretty. And yeah, you can also roll around here if you want. So there's a lot of rooms, a lot of lighting detail. Like, really, a lot of this stuff is really well done. And I haven't really, like, goofed around with the furniture makers and everything else like that. I kind of wanted to get some of the outfits, but also some of the furniture things and whatnot are kind of nice. Once you buy one, you have to buy more, the more you want. But as you can see here, like, with all the gems we got quite a few. Like, really. And with a more brighter detail, like, look at that. Like, you can really check out the details of, like, this lantern and everything else. Or candelabra. There's a gothic one if you want. There's even a fire goblet one, little pot. This is one of those ones that is on the ground and it's kind of small and you can't really see. So if you're fast enough, you can see it. Whee! But otherwise, yeah, they kind of need to fix things like that. Unless they're tall enough or whatnot that you can see. And again, like, that is so amazingly looking. It really is. And there's, you know, the diamant that you can put down. And I'm kind of wondering what he does. Eventually, I'll find out. But for a lot of this content, if you want more of it, especially for, like, these like things that I can't show you because YouTube will get very angry. You know, we can have the yoga on the channel and all this other garbage that they have on YouTube. But if it's something that is involving gameplay or something that doesn't show your itty bitty teeny weeny tiny bikinis and things like that, you know, they kind of hate on. Which, speaking of which, I did promise to show you guys this. This shop right here. So you'll bring your crew. And they'll be like, oh my god, I so wanna try out things, let's go. You can check your bras, your panties, your shoes. You can even sit down and chillax for a minute. There's like outfits on display. Something tells me they're gonna offer more right here. There's hanging ones you can buy. There's hoodies. There's many cool things in this game. And then the marble, look at that lighting and whatnot. Super pretty. Again, this is a game that they've put a lot of work into. And it really shows. So, besides those cons that I have right now, really besides adding, like, more graphical settings, which again, even by default on this PC runs fantastic. And I have not received any complaints from anybody else who has picked this up. Quite a few people that I know have picked it up, and they have enjoyed every single little bit about it. Oh, and one more thing before we go. There is a free pose mode. You can literally, like, do anything you want, and you can move your character around. So in this particular area, it looks like it's not fleshed out. So you're kind of, like, hovering. So, but this is sitting poses, so you kind of look like you're sitting on, like, a piece of furniture. But as you can see here, there's a lot of like positions and things like that that you can do. Like, again, and it all depends on what you want. Do you want lying? Do you want sitting? Do you want standing? Do you want dungeon? Like, what do you want? By the way, you can also add your companions in here too, and you can move them around. Like, for instance, me. If I want to move around, I select this, and I'm like, make sure though if you go into free pose thing, like right here, and you're wanting to not see shiny armor and swords and things like that, and you're looking to do certain things, make sure to, you know, remove those things before you do it. By the way, as you can see here, you can increase light even on the face and any other places that you want just by selecting that light thing right there. And the cool part is you're able to just go down here and be like, yeah, I really want to see her face in this pose. It's like, yeah, like, it's gorgeous. And the attention to detail and face and, like, how they are, like, movements and things like that, even the wings and everything else, it just seems natural. It doesn't, like, it's just random and also natural. And just really something that is really well done. But without further ado, I hope you all did enjoy this review, and I hope you all see this game and you either choose to pick it up or not. I would say definitely to pick it up, especially because one, it's an early access game, the two is running a special promo, and again, this game is not sponsored by me, it's not sponsored by them, this is me who has this game, who is literally giving it a legit and honest review. Again, I've stated quite a few cons, but I've stated a lot more pros than the cons. I would definitely say this is a game to pick up. And especially if you've liked what I've shown you, and you especially want to get to know the other things that you can do, as well as future content, let's say pick it up, but not just that, hit that subscribe button so you'll get to know, and also let me know in the comment section below if you want a specific video that is dedicated specifically for showing off those other things that YouTube will frown upon, because that video will have to be, basically unmonetized, and basically have to be for you guys who are going to be specifically looking for it, because if something does show content like that, YouTube will typically like hide it and things like that, and they'll mark it as, you know, for adults, which of course this is a game for adults. Don't let your children have it, I'm sorry to tell you. But long story short, they have a Discord which is fantastically run. They have mods on duty all the time, tons of feedback, tons of suggestions and whatnot from their community, and not just that, but the amount of updates that they have released for this game is mind-blowing. An update every few days. And then not just that, they also create videos themselves to showcase some of the things that are coming out or some of the things that are going on and whatnot. And they do a lot of updates, as you can see here. And it's fantastically done. And one of the most updates that just happened to come yesterday was added several new companions. You'll get them via rescue missions, which will appear on the world. You also added the new faction of orcs, which unfortunately I didn't get to show off because it's not replayable, but they plan on doing more and more in the future. Also added a balance parameter to determine, you know, when they stagger to hit. Added 2 new maps, which I've already got to play. They added expressions, which expressions need a lot of work, as well as 10 more lingeries, faction or armor sets, as well as a bunch of new furniture. And again, they continue to add and add and add and add to this game, and it's just a fantastic game that I just have to say you need to pick up and check out. It's something that is definitely on, I would say, a Christmas list if I did not have it. So hopefully this review has helped you make this decision. Hopefully you will come back here once you check out this game and you'll be like, yes, I actually really did enjoy this. But without further ado, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want more, let me know in the comment section below. Peace out.